see them flip the coin, and we will be diving through what mech have potentially changed. Any nice circumstance. You can see the little kind of, I don't even call it a set piece, but the concept from Guild to try and keep that B main control. Force mech slightly further away, unable to capitalize on too much off the back of it, but a little bit of damage from Russ to find Redgar, but a quick trade out for Chronicle. See what Sayf can achieve. Does have players on the side, so it's not just him alone. It's got Leo towards CT. And there's the swing. So great work between Russ and Sayf. And Mech not finding the success on the way in that they were probably dreaming of at this point. Left. Just two of them remaining, Sheydos and Chronicle. He's going to get onto Catwalk, but to get beyond that would be...
Oh, he's actually bounced it.
I thought he noticed the player there, but actually still going to find the kill. Follow up as well, now the 2v2, but you can see the instantaneous moment that Leo...
Drone.
Scanning ahead.
And Mech should note this reposition as well. I imagine have a decent read on this setup for Guild. They actually look to follow through on this. Redgar actually drifting towards B. Leo might just catch him here. Defo, yeah, picks up the slack at the perfect time in there, but trexx actually good for the trade.
30 seconds
That's Redgar and Spawn down.
And the time. And this judge becomes actually a huge issue. Koldamenta can at least hold back one. His attention turns for merely a moment, and that's the time to strike for Nats. Great timing, but the judge could have done more. It doesn't, but trexx still pumping damage. Defo's gone down. Underhand flash. Gonna catch one, and that's a spike now lost. Left in no man's land, and Guild.
Alter that too much.
No, it shouldn't. And again, just gonna quicken the pace here onto this... I don't even call it really a half-eye, but there's armor behind it. There's a Spectre in there. It's scraping the barrel, but the pace change has somewhat worked. It's called Guild sleeping, napping a little, but trexx is wide awake. Gonna take two, maybe looks for a third, not gonna get it. The frenzy overwhelms, just gonna flood through to the back of the boathouse. Now, Spike can go down. It is a 3v3 post plant. But again, look at those rifles, Mike. They are going to be a problem to clear. Now, Redgar's got himself an upgrade, and so does sheydos.
Redgar's actually popped his ult as well, pretty early, just to stop this initial retake coming through. But Russ actually a little ahead of the curve here, in this kind of lurk position, create a bit of pressure elsewhere. And actually, Defo and sheydos do the same over. But yeah, they're faking both sides right now. Chronicle going to find a fantastic opener onto Russ, but has to back away here.
Players.
Yeah.
They don't have progress towards the site, and they've got 20 seconds. This makes it possible for Sayf. It's not easy, but it's possible. Smoke goes up, and now he has to relinquish that control on short. 13 seconds. If anything goes wrong, like a lockdown, they're in trouble. 9 more seconds now. I've got to handle this. Spike is planted, but how much can they get done? Nat's going to dig his heels in a little.
But just the lockdown.
And you're absolutely right. Now it's just sheydos. Can he get there in time? Can he deny any part of this? I think he's just a passenger on this round, and the seconds are what matters, and he could not make
upgrade to the Guardian right at the last second there, but all intents and purposes, a forced purchase here. Cosmic Divide goes straight up. Mecha got their sights set on B this time around.
Well, you say that, Spike still leaning towards that A site, so the fakey boys back at it. trexx is still holding the line though, right? And they've now dealt with all of the trouble that was coming towards B, and then you can see the quick call of, guys, there's no one else here. They're pulling a fake again. Now, Mech, I don't mind the idea of a double pump that they pulled off last time, but now they're going to have to hold the post plant with, what, a 3v4. Not easy by any means.
Chronicle recalled upon here.
You really need something. Now, surely you check this quite cleanly, right? Surely you invest a lot, and they have. Forcing him slightly further away towards main. One towards side still. That's going to be Nats. But you can see the vision slightly removed. Tries to look towards heaven. Gets sent to hell. trexx is there. Leo's there. Chronicle now the last one alive. And I'm pretty sure they've already considered this position here. You can see the spam coming through. The smoke's going up. They're throwing everything at this man. And a wayward spray's not going to get it done.
It's really bizarre to watch, actually, on.
Yeah, I'm a little taken aback, and I think we have to learn as we go. I do want to look at this as well as a positive side for trexx of his integration to this roster, finally getting that comfort. And I feel like whoever's calling this right now is really reading Mech's intentions. They're reading these rounds correctly. Once again, kind of rolling it back to this mid-presence, which hasn't been unnoted now. You do at least now see the rotation coming out. So this will leave Russ on his own, who's going to feel the pressure here and feels the brunt from Defo. Going to take him down. Now that's going to slice right through the middle, put all that pressure right back into the hands of someone like Sayf on the other side, because they have no one else on that site. They pulled trexx over towards short. They pulled Leo away towards short. So now they're going to create a crossfire towards that CT side. Pop flash goes in. Leo's going to do well to find Redgar. But again, it's a brawl, and sheydos will at least connect really quite concisely towards 2. So again, 2v2 now, but you can see the TP. Koldamenta considering. And you're right. He TP's right on back. So again, caught. Sayf, the timing was divine. Just going to catch Nats on the heels as he tries to make his way around towards Cat and sheydos. Going to double back on himself.
Discipline.
But Sayf's already out of there. He's not double peeking. That is lovely work from him.
It's actually fantastic to see that.
Discipline
To
exactly
play.
What sheydos would have wanted, right?
And now, actually, I mean, sheydos is left with the plant, yes, but he's still considering Koldamenta's TP. Will clear it with the recon bolt here, but now it's a fully reset 1v2 here.
The timing on this now, you know, it's a good attempt from sheydos, but I mean, they punished Russ once. But then it got handled anyway. It's not been like a big gateway back in.
The adjustment has just been perfect from Guild on the back of losing it when they have.
And it looks like Mech have decided to explore short this time around. Again, Leo's kind of filling that void because look at the amount of control that Sayf got. He'd pushed all the way out of B main. They know what's happening. They know it's a little bit of mid, a little bit of short. They've got the full read on the game. Now, do they win the fight? Not necessarily. Chronicle's still going to isolate Leo. There's the catch up from Defo, punishing Sayf on the way through. This is much better.
Oh, no.
Middle, they don't need that anymore, and they're considering short, which is not particularly subtle, but the right read. And does Leo dare? Gonna hear the cross spams in, sees nothing from it, but Sayf does. Sayf delivers 3 kills this round already. Puts it into a 3v2, advantageous towards Guild. And the spike is in hand for Chronicle, but he's only got I was gonna say 42, make it 21 HP.
And Nat's still stuck just outside here. The Hunter's Fury going to come through. Nats will find the burst, but still 2 left to deal with, and both full HP.
You want to play? Let's
Tour de Force gets popped here. This could be huge in this scenario.
Oh, they're digging their heels in.
When does Chronicle swing back towards heaven, though?
They have to at least consider it. Do they expect 2 players, though? There's the first. Nats dips away towards the site. This is so precarious. And trexx has dropped down, and now the 1v2. Nats left Chronicle on the island. If you're going to have this much committed, you better be proactive with it. You're leaving trexx so alone, and you're right, they are. I guess they're trying to deal with potentially Defo in a different way, but there you go. Out by some bros. sheydos is going to do fine against Russ. Koldamenta on the trade out, and sheydos still stands, though. So Guild are doing well, but there's still plenty of problems. Nat makes his appearance, and Sayf puts him right back into the next round. sheydos and Defo still in middle. They're going to know that Defo's still around here. They know where sheydos is. But what do they do to handle this? My eyes go towards trexx. Slipped up towards CT. He's going to be sitting nowhere near the site.
So Defo actually reconsidering pushing through, and they're going to stack up, both drifting into market here. But again, they'll give away the audio cue.
trexx is good for 1. Always good for 1, I feel, on that. Unless you're... And the spacing wasn't good enough for sheydos to be able to trade that either. TP to the back of the site now longer. trexx is no longer alone. You got Koldamenta with him, but the cross is still being watched. No one's made it past. And you got 10 seconds, sheydos. You got to make something out of this. Give it a go. Spots out one, finds one. 8 seconds now. Koldamenta waiting patiently. Just going to play that time. Play it like a fiddle. There it is. Takes him away.
Feels a little flustered, some of these rounds from Mech.
Which is something I'm not particularly used to, if I'm honest. You know, when I think about Mech, I think about their composure, their capability, and always seeming to have a plan. I don't think flustered is something synonymous with them, but Sayf, far from it. And look at them just dividing and conquering through middle. Now, yeah, Nats can play it through, but there's so many bodies on the other side. And the timing from CT, no swing from sheydos at the same time, but the shots are sublime. Gonna find 2, but it at least gives it within touching distance for Chronicle and Redgar. But that frenzy just out of range where it can really find what it needs to. Spike getting planted.
Yeah, I was going to say, everybody crosses the site, though, which gives Mech a little bit of room to play with. 5 shots in the headhunter here for Chronicle. And Redgar's going to note nobody close with that knife.
He's got 1 flash to try and play in as well, and that's about it. It's the best plan for this. Couple more seconds now. Jump spotted as well. Both players considered. And Sayf's off angle is just filth, isn't it? You're always going to be looking towards the back of Boathouse, but Sayf just waiting, tucked by sight. And Redgar's run out of options. That flash found nothing. A little bit of a connect towards the back by Boathouse, but that's it.
On the back of Sayf to try and pump a little fake towards B here. Well, keep 3 players committed towards this site.
They've got what they wanted, right? Like, I guess to a degree, sheydos is floating back towards that A site, but He's far enough in CT. You've got a 5v2 essentially.
But now sheydos sees nothing, so he's actually committing back towards heaven.
Yeah. And Redgar, the flash is so good. Gets koldamenta 10 seconds now. Guild, you've got to pick up the pace here. You've not spent enough time dealing with the site itself. And Sayf gets himself a rifle, but there's still one towards heaven. It's sheydos. Perfect spray to buy the time they needed. And the spike plant, I think it's a little too late in the day here, potentially. And they're going to ensure that as well.
I'm not sure why it's positioned there, but it's great timing to deal with that trap. But the alarm bot will be notably on the side of things, so that will pull sheydos back in this direction.
The stall coming out from Mech is fantastic so far. They've been able to buy so much time for that rotation back from sheydos as well. You're going to see just numbers on the side, but Russ overwhelms Defo, so they should only have one, which is going to be sheydos on site now. But it's still sheydos. So now 14 seconds, they can get a spike plant, sure, but it is going to be a 2v3. Well, I say that, there comes the denial. sheydos going to post it, and it's going to leave just one alive. And Russ has to tank at least one of these hits, and it is cooked.
Look at Mech. There's two of them in spawn right now. I mean, Redgar just about now make his way back towards short. Chronicle posted up deep once again, but called off guard there. He couldn't TP because of the time.
Nope. And you saw that he was just so ready, as desperate to TP, and it's just obviously not going to happen. Now we have to look if the site hit's going to work out for Guild this time, because they've had a couple of players really manhandle them at this point. So the spike should be able to go down uncontested. I say that lightly as I look through the odds in case anything had cropped up early on. Not the case. So they should be in a pretty decent post plant here.
Hunter's Fury actually popped from Leo to try and do some damage on the way in. We'll find a double tag there, actually. Two players in market. They do have the lockdown as well here. This could slow things down even further.
Still have to clear main. You've got Mech have to go through so much just to get towards site, though. This is still going to be so difficult, and Leo just spamming out on this one connects towards sheydos. And you can see Redgar, the paranoia is there. He's worried about someone just lingering around by main. Now, we obviously know that's not the case, but they still have to do their due diligence. And Defo from CT waiting for an opportunity. They're going to just play for exits at this point, see if they can lock them on the site. They know the economy is fragile, but Sayf, with his weight in gold, creates a chance. And that's going to at least catch Leo in the heels, but they should be able to make it out with a fair few of these rifles. Unless Nat, he's still going to do so much.
Cleared there with the knife and suppress, so...
It's going to put him on red alert now, though. Oh, Redgar! Get out of it! Didn't even see Russ. He just gets decapitated on the way towards site. I don't know if the spike's going to go down this point. No, because look at Chronicle. Overextends on short as the smoke drops. He's going to punish koldamenta off the back of it. Divide goes up and they get further away from what they want. Sayf all on his lonesome on site. Gets just overwhelmed. Sheer numbers alone as Mech's starting to show some of this diligence here. A little bit of a... made to feel silly in one regard when you're considering Chronicle in that prior round, and it's a quick answer back. Dealing with that.
30 seconds left.
There's now Leo. Wow, you got a 1v5, mate. It's not gone well.
Guild have shown a tendency to really react well to some of the information they are receiving. And there's another example, right? Operator spotted on one side. Russ actually finds to pick up the Chronicle.
I wouldn't want to depend on that as your entry every time, but if it works, it works.
sheydos, you got to get that one. He's going to actually double dip for it. Wow.
sheydos, that felt like that's the most human thing I've ever seen sheydos do, is just sheer frustration and will to overcommit for
He
it.
is usually robotic, especially with that. I mean, Sayf, he's revealed, he's inside the smoke. Actually, look at this Defo over the top, but doesn't manage to get anything. Sayf actually would have been an easy target there. Just one knife would have found it.
The late lurk in middle as well. Could be the nail in the coffin, but Nats reads it. Spots trexx, who's just going to try and buy more than time. Okay, fair enough. A little flash from Redgar, powered through by Leo, and Guild lean right back in. That's going to be 12 beckoning, and Defo can do nothing about it. Got to back away, and trexx already hunting this. trexx is starting to run through the money, and Chronicle again going to be tested and dealt with, handled so easily. They are so aware of this positioning now.
You should run.
Lockdown will go through.
As well.
Yep, Redgar, no fragment to deal with that. sheydos, no shock darts, no Hunter's Fury to deal with that. They're just going to look for maybe punishing one of these kills on the cross. The Hunter's Fury going to come through, probably going to force them a bit deeper in spawn. It absolutely will, Lauren. This is a clean take from Guild.
Yeah, nicely done so far. sheydos has to now work their way back in with the rest of the boys.
They have
You
one
can see that
flash
lurk
and a
again.
drone.
Look at trexx.
One flash and a drone to work with here. No dash.
And if they take their time, look what's happening. trexx, the knife in the back is on the way, and he has hit this timing perfectly. Switching out to the knife, trying to close on in. He's going to see one. Doesn't quite note Redgar, so there will be a
That's
quick
fine,
trade
though.
out. But again, numbers alone are looking gorgeous. And Leo tries to follow up, but Nats has now punished him. Now you're starting to get a little worried, but time is going to be the biggest factor here. Two spotted Redgar, though. Vision now removed. Nats needs to come in, and he does. sheydos is there, and now it's all on Russ, but time dwindling. Russ is trying to buy it, trying to play with those seconds that he has. And sheydos, I think he's out of time on this. He's going to give it the best attempt he can.
Which sheydos and Defo now, they don't need to seek any information here. I mean, if anybody swings past default, might be rewarded with a kill or two. Defo actually going to pop his dash. Yeah, I'm going to say ready in position there. And that's going to set up with the paranoia. Gets sent behind default here. So not really going to have any effect there. The counter paranoia is perfect, though.
And look at trexx filling the void. His HP's low, but again, still great positioning. Still going to make damage off the back of it, and Leo proving that he can swing on this contact. There's no way in here for Mech. They're struggling on this one. Man, this is pretty tasty. Yeah, there's nothing coming out here for Mech at all.
Mech to really get anything done. He'll come into this the only rifle in the hands of Leo. It's looking like a much pacier hit here. The stun is perfect. sheydos forced deep here, so we'll give them initial control of B site, Lauren.
Yeah, it's nothing new. They're not rewriting the books particularly, but that's a little freebie you'll take every day of the week. And again, if I see that combination of Leo and trexx working really nicely on this map,
And
I'm
the
going to be...
headshot here from trexx.
God damn! Dinks up Defo, sends him back. So the early damage looking quite good, actually. And again, this B site, close quarter angles, it works perfectly. There's Leo supplementing that earlier damage with a kill off the back, and trexx gets all the information he needs, setting up Sayf if he even needs it. trexx is dominating this angle, and Sayf closing in just behind, and trexx didn't even need the help. Yep. He was just fine, and this is against rifles. I'm not loving this right now. At least Nats has found Russ, but it's the 2v3, and Leo's still on the site. And the time. Chronicle's out of there. Guild, what a way to turn this. I mean, by all expectation, by all preconceived notions, this should be a great map.
Play that over from A-Link if needed. Hunter's Fury going to get posted here. We'll clear out Heaven initially with the first. And actually, the tag comes through on the Defo, but no damage done.
There's
it's hard
the damage.
cleared.
Russ just picks up the pace. That entire time, he was just running up long while they were so worried about the Hunter's Fury. Like now planted, but sheydos tucked on the back of the site. Still going to at least control the way back in. So then maybe this time they can formulate a retake, holding a little bit of space. Flash goes through, doesn't quite find what they needed, but sheydos does. The flash actually was great. Tell a lie. It caught Russ and trexx. It just didn't catch the player towards sewer. And now koldamenta tries to play the smoke to perfection. Oh, he's done really nicely at that. That's all well done. But Chronicle just about stayed
one
alive.
angle. Again, it's not necessarily damage to convert, but it's information they gather.
And look at the pace on this as well. trexx just wants to stun. Can't quite find Chronicle, who's still alive and still gonna at least be worth his weight in this one. Nats didn't have to reveal his hand either. So great first pick, and to deny trexx is huge. Oh, and Redgar again. He's found a gap, man, and again, this is where it's surprising me the guild was still getting away with rounds, because a lot of this map has always felt like information, right? Getting the right players on the right site, and he's been allowing them to do that, but guild was still able to navigate around it. But this is nice, and I like that deeper hold from Defo as well. This is good. Well, it should be good.
Defo will get the first tag, but the information will force him back. A key kill actually from Chronicle with the tour de force completely slows down this attack. With the slow field in that choke on C-Long, there's no way that Guild can try and follow up on that. Like I said, trexx very unfortunate not to convert off the stun with the Blade Storm.
Ooh, the TP mid don't know if he heard anything or saw anything off the back of it, and almost lined up for them now. This is looking too easy for Chronicle. That's what you needed. There's the man. Out, because up to this point, Guild had been running them pretty much ragged, so don't think it's quite handled yet. Chronicle, though, happy to be the first man forward here, try and get that first contact. And he does, once again, outdoes trexx, which is essential, clearly, so far. The trade, there it is. Leo taking him, but Nat's going to be brawling this one out. Redgar quick to it as well. Dips down by window. And surely Leo's dealt with. No! Russ turns it around, pins down sheydos. How has this happened? And Defo, I don't think he's been noted just yet, but Russ is on the case
Now
already.
he will be.
There it
He's
is.
noted there.
Last player standing.
Just tapping onto the res of Redgar. Will reveal his position.
Spike
Swaps
planted.
out to the Vandal. But Leo's here, ready to greet him. What a fantastic... Would be another example of Guild reacting perfectly
30 seconds left.
to the information they're given. And yeah, it will be. It'll be Leo and Russ actually up here to sell a bit of a fake. Chronicle still posted, but he's punished. Trexx will find the
Beautiful.
kill. See sight on a platter right now. Nats
They know
have to
Nats is there.
scramble to find something, but Trexx finds the headshot.
They're so hyper aware. Guild are reading mech like a book.
10 seconds
The back of a knife, a little bit of repositioning.
planted.
The 3-play stack towards that A site. They decided, screw that, we're going to hit up C then. You know that you've got the fight with Chronicle, but Nats was never going to be far away because he had to fill the void potentially towards B. This is a perfect read coming out from Guild. This is very comprehensive from them. Now, again, though, we look at what's remaining. There could be a chance if they were on a full buy, I'd say. When you've got the Guardian and Spectre, a little bit trickier to do so just because those post plants, they could sit deep towards long. They could sit CT for all that Mech knows at this point. They've lost all element of understanding the timing, and it looks like it's already an exit mission.
Yeah, Mech have to settle for something here, whether or not Guild are even going to give it to them. What a round. Like I said, it would be another great example, and it absolutely was, Lauren. The adjustment perfect. Coldamenta's got the TP here, actually, and with them playing so deep, yeah, Redgar actually, he should get that fragment off. That should deal with it. Yeah, lockdown completely
Long push.
negated.
We've seen this time and time again. This smoke facilitates it. It allows Guild to isolate the player playing towards sewers. It's worked time and time again, and Leo's so aware. This guy, he won't fall for any of the tricks, any of the sides of the smoke, any gaps you're trying to fill. He is so on the money right now. And again, be it Russ swinging up on long to punish, I was kind of curious to see how that would look. He's been okay. But I wouldn't say he's, you changed my idea of him, because, again, you've got to hold mech to high standards. You can't put them in the normal realms of, oh, they look all right. No, I want to see them look world-class. This time, though, Russ and Koldamenta gone. This removes so many of those opportunities for this A piece to come out. This is just kind of dry work now. This is whatever gun they've got in hand at this point. And Trexx is doing quite well at this. Defo uncomfortable, 11 HP, going to try and dip away towards the corner of the site. Outdone by Leo. This shouldn't be
Trexx, man.
happening. You've done everything you needed to, mech. What is going on? They took down the two essential players, the flash and the smoke, and the site still gets taken.
Wow, it's just continuing to impress this half from Guild. See if Chronicle and Nats can get anything done here. Nats trying to bait something out with the TP to top site. Chronicle will be noted on that sound cue as well. Not an awful lot to work with here. He actually does. He doubles down with
Beautiful.
the TP, finds Sayf.
They need more. They still need more, and they're not going to get more.
This is a great way to come into the opening game.
I'm just beyond belief at this Guild side, and they're not falling for it twice. Sheydos and Defo this time dealt with handedly by Koldamenta. And he didn't take a point of damage. Completely unscathed. And when I say this is two occurrences happening at the same time, this is Guild reinventing themselves, coming out what looks like their strongest form so far to me. I think that's fair to say, fixing a lot of the problems that we saw them have previously, and it's beautiful to watch. And Mech not looking comfortable. Absolutely looking very uncomfortable here. Now, Redgar goes...
outclassed, to be honest.
Yes. Redgar trying to maybe find a little something, and yeah, Nats can backfill this, but again, that little bit of paranoia is already going to be in the head because they know that Redgar's been doing this, so there always was that gap here, so I wonder how aware they're going to be, but again, there's going to be utility in the way.
I said the alarm bot, he can't actually smoke that off or pass it. Maybe we'll find an angle, and he will do. Punish and save. Trexx again over the top, looking to create a little chaos on site.
Chronicle so outnumbered, though. There's so many players now on the site. Redgar goes unchecked, but gets outdone. Russ connects perfectly. Redgar's
Hunting
dead.
to try and punish this. Might even catch him here. Do they hear each other?
Do.
He wins it.
Without Koldamenta and Russ on this site hit if they need to. And is Fury going to get popped through, clear out that site. And Nats on the flank
Nats in
once
the
again.
back line. Yeah, but look at the adjustment here from Sayf.
Sayf.
He's all the way back outside A lobby this time around.
And they can sit on this for a second. This is still above a minute. A lot has happened quite early on in this round.
Well, look for Guild to pump a little bit of pressure towards site, bait Nats into a push. That would be the play here. If Guild are able to achieve it, it's going to blow this round wide open. See the ping on the map as well. They're so conscious of this.
Seconds left.
Yeah, there it is. Time to now go. Trexx gonna lead the way. Trying to ignore Nats for now, but you can only ignore him for so long. But koldamenta's cleared sheydos. Defo's still here, but it's traded out quite quickly. CT held by Redgar, but where's Nats in this? Here he is, and Leo says hello. Says goodbye just as quickly, though. And koldamenta, vision removed, and there's Nats. You can't ignore the man.
We noted there's going to be a full-on 5-man retake here, unless Redgar finds a kill.
Oh, he's set up for so much success, though. He could find so much, and he finds absolutely nothing. Nil point.
That's a lot of damage. Chronicle eats that one. 17 HP. Has to retreat. He's all the way back on long now. Guild, what tools have they got? They've still got the paranoia to work with. The dash, the aftershock, 2 flashes, the fault line. Everything on the table here for Guild.
Okay.
And Tommy. Sorry.
Don't forget Tommy. Never forget Tommy. And away we go. Trexx gonna lead the way. Wait, back in. Did they just spam Nats out? They knew exactly where he was off to, but mechs still hold. They still keep numbers. And Defo is still doing everything he can. Tommy is doing the work, though. And the 1v1. Chronicle, can you get there in time? Can you get there in time? Oh, and Sayf goes back for it.
What was that?
Real Chronicle. What just happened? So much effort during that downtime. This looks like such a different team in that regard.
Building on the success that they had in Split 1. This is honestly almost a better look than we saw.
I have to agree. Leo outpositions Nats, catching him, trying to have a little lurk. But it is going to be towards that C site. How much can koldamenta do here?
Big paranoia.
Oh, it's huge.
Oh, actually missed it.
He actually swung it. I mean, Chronicle, Redgar, and I actually know it was Chronicle and Defo, I think, who were able to split away from it. That could have caught a great deal of them, but actually managing to keep them alive in this round.
Defo down to 47 HP. Couple more tools to work with this time in the retake. The dash, the fault line, the flash, and some shock darts. And actually, mech repositioning so deep onto long.
How are they going to deal with this? There is a split through garage coming in. 2 more players from Mech, and Defo's been caught off.
But wait, what is this?
This is a defuse coming in pretty soon, it looks like. And Russ is still there, leaving just Chronicle, and he still needs to do the damage. DP's away, and Russ is 3 HP.
Oh,
it's done.
Thank God
handled.
For that. Defo does catch trexx.
Huge.
On top of B site. We'll create an opening here. It'll be safe to just hold down the fort on A. Does have that lockdown available, but he's on site right now. So, and with his utility setup, it almost looks like he wants to stall some of these choke points. Utility might not have even been noticed there. I don't see a ping. Yeah, no ping comes through. Redgar will be slowed here.
But there's no one close by.
Yeah, no, that allows Sayf to back up, though. It's vital information to potentially get this lockdown. What, he's safe. He tries to actually shoot off of Tommy's contact, but punished for it through the smoke.
Yeah. And this just looks like a save.
Mech almost feel a little
to play with.
Yeah, Mech almost feel a little more comfortable in terms of running the clock down here on Hay. Going to be suppressed off the rip. Redgar actually going to pop the null command on the back of this, disable all this killjoy utility.
Lovely. The perfect gateway forward. The spam's worked out so well. What?
That's so much damage.
13 HP. That's ridiculous. But they have at least got the site, so I guess if you're going to take the benefits, you'll say that for Mech. At least we take the site. We should be able to get the spike down now. There it is.
Let's play.
And we're going to hear the ult get popped as well. Trexx quick to it, though. And he does at least have the ult playing as well. Defo seems unaware of the chance that someone could have made it to site, or he's just committed to one angle. sheydos pops the ult, tries to find a connection towards it, doesn't find what he wants, but Trexx closing in.
Done is perfect.
He's the man on the hunt. This is ridiculous. Spams in, Nats gets damage, but there's layers to this. There's Russ and there's Sayf. And now Redgar, the 13 HP wonder, can't stop. That's what we're looking for. And Trexx has the opportunity to start this off really nicely. Redgar working with Chronicle towards middle. And there it is. Start found. Nats down and Trexx succeeds. Quick trade out though.
Feel as if they've got a decent read here. Be safe. Left on an island once again. He's been good for these holds. The alarm bot actually will be revealed here, the paranoia on the back of it, but no follow through. Just to slow things down here. Koldamenta got to toe the line. Wants to keep this an even fight here. Sayf not really able to counteract that peak either.
Spike planted.
Curious to see how this is approached by Guild. How deep Defo's playing with this operator.
And Chronicle happy to puff out the chest a little. Try and find a fight, but forced away by the utility. And the flash is gorgeous. Blinded and safe. Finding the ball towards Red. What? How has this just crumbled like a house of cards? And Defo, this is when you start sweating. A 1v4, you've got the operator. And he's just waiting for it. The smoke goes up. What do you do with this, Defo? You've got to find the shots. You've got to find 4 players. The defuse, he can't deny it. And they're all there. It's going to be 13 for Guild.